There is one important thing that is neglected in Osaka these days. The people of Osaka have themselves forgotten it. I mean, of course, the errand boys of the city. For it was none other than they who built up this great city of gold. Osaka is, to wit, the city of errand boys. Harutaka Hayashi, the errand boys of Osaka. Meiji 39, 1906. The Panorama Museum, Namba. Well, if you really insist, I'll give you the whole story, chapter and verse. That day, I'd been sent to accompany the young master, Sentaro Omari, so it must have been I, the errand boy Tsurukichi, who was the last person to see him. Perhaps you'll have noticed that strange round building just across from the Nankai Railway's Namba station in the Nanchi district of Osaka. It's round, only not in the shape of a ball, more like a squat cylinder, with walls that curve around smoothly and not a corner in sight. On top of it, there's an enormous roof that slopes down. This was shortly after I began to serve my apprenticeship at the house of Omari, and it was the first time that I'd been sent out on an errand to this neighborhood. Since coming to Osaka, I'd seen and heard all manner of unusual things, but never before had I set eyes on such a queer-looking building. Even from a distance, the sheer oddity of that enormous edifice captured my imagination. "What are you looking at, Tsurukichi?" It was the young man, Sentaro, who asked me this as we were making our way back from his school. Ordinarily, I wouldn't have been permitted to address the young master, but I thought it would be rude of me to remain silent when asked a direct question. "I was just wondering," I ventured timidly, "what that building over there is." "It's the Panorama Museum," he said curtly. In spite of his answer, I was still none the wiser. I stared back at the young master blankly. "Behind those round walls," he continued, "lies another world. My memory's quite vague now, though, since I was only little when I saw inside it. But I do remember seeing a landscape of a distant country. I seem to recall hearing afterwards that it was a panorama of the Battle of Sedan during the Franco-Prussian War." His words only mystified me further still. Inside that building was another world, one that stood apart from the senba in which I toiled day in, day out, a foreign land far away in both time and space. What's more, there'd have to be hundreds of thousands of people crammed into that cylindrical building if they were fighting a war. It stood to reason. And yet, for all its size, it looked smaller than the Johto parade ground. Could it really be true? Had the old master taken this boy to see the what's-it of Sedan? As I recall, the old boy passed away just after I began my apprenticeship. But for the young Sentaro, this trip to see the Panorama Museum with his grandfather must have been a fond memory. According to the young master, the building, known as the Namba Panorama Museum, had opened in 1891, and owing to its novelty, had seemingly attracted vast crowds for some time afterwards. Gradually, however, people had grown tired of it, and the building has passed through various hands since then. "So what is it now?" I asked, finally taking the bait.